Greetings. This is Elder Blacklight. Today we're going to focus on the word citizen. That's one of the words we're going to focus on. Then I'm going to take my time, so this may take a while to explain where we're coming from with this. Let me show you something. Now, let's see. Yeah. Now, what's the difference other than that there are different denomination bills? Well, one got a 1 with no zeros behind it. The other one has 2 zeros behind it. So all you got to do is add the zeros to that 1, and it'll give value, more valuable. So you think. But not the case. This right here, this one right here is a silver certificate. They got gold certificates and they got silver certificate. This is a silver certificate, dollar. So I'm supposed to be able to take this to the Treasury, United States Treasury, and redeem it and get some silver. Well, I can't pay I can't go to the bank and a regular bank and get it, but I could go to the Treasury and get it. This right here is a Federal Reserve note. Even though it got all them 100, even though it got those zeros behind it, it's a debt note, an IOU. This right here is a redemption note or a exchange dollar. I could take this, I could pay, bills with it and buy things with it, but I also can take it to the Treasury and get a dollar's worth of silver. See what I'm saying? So the United States, according to the Constitution, Section 10 of this book, no state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation grant letters of marque. Well, the Federal Reserve had, it is conspiracy. They had a secret meeting on Jekyll's Island to make a Federal Reserve Act, make the Federal Reserve the central banking system, to lend money to Congress. And Congress became in debt to the Federal Reserve, right? So the United States is bankrupt and has been since 1933. The government has no gold or silver as required by the Constitution. The only asset left is the people. So how does the U.S. finance its daily operation? Solution: they collateralize the people for the credit. Now look, before I go into any further explanations, what I'm going to do is stop it right there as far as explaining about the currency and go over to this guy right here. That's Dred Scott. I hope y'all familiar with Dred Scott. They should make a movie about Dred Scott because he was kind of clever in his approach to getting free from being a slave. He tried to sue the slave owners and sue the government, everybody, in the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court struck it down, saying a black man could never be a citizen. And a lot of brothers, they really ain't getting, a lot of, especially black lawyers, because they trying to be a part of the system. If you want to be on top of game, the white man's game, you got to detach yourself from the system. Don't try to be a part of the system. But since we want to be a part of the system so bad, they say, well, we done told y'all. I mean, later on, after Dred Scott was dead, a couple of years before they died, they say they overturned it. But to me, that's another con job. Because in the Constitution, they said that the amendment, 13th, the 14th Amendment, civil rights, that led to the civil rights. That's game right there, because it wasn't a question of civil rights, it was a question of human rights. And they've been running game ever since. And ain't nobody really peeped it. The loopholes that we got to get reparations, we got to be like the Moors talk about, they want to be sovereign, but the courts don't recognize the Moors being sovereign because they're part of the commerce. See, even some of the Caucasians are part of the commerce. They made everybody slaves. So that word citizen, has a different connotation and a different meaning to it. Now, the first meaning used to be citizens is an inhabitant of the city or town. One enjoying its freedom and privileges as free. Now that's the very first meaning. But then it changes over in the law books to means a member of a state, person, native, or naturalized who owes allegiance to a government and is entitled to protection from its opposed to alien. As opposed to a soldier or a policeman. So a soldier or a policeman aren't citizens. After they take off their uniform, they become citizens. But technically, they're not citizens. So that has a double meaning to it. A citizen has have entitled to protection from the opposed, as opposed to alien, as opposed to soldier, as opposed to police. Now we're supposed to have protection from these people because the police, the soldiers, don't supposed to have authority over the citizens, really. And we supposed to be in allegiance, to the government. That's a tricky thing right there. So I'm gonna make it more clear when I come back on the next video. Black Light.